The following contest is a sinister six-way match. Now making his way to the ring, Eric Bedlam.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Retaliation number 43. It is I, once again, commentator Uno, and we are at the Go Home Show to Collision Course. The Collision Course to Collision Course is about to come to a head, but we open up tonight's show live from the pit in Albuquerque, New Mexico, with a six-man dance in the Intercontinental Championship division. Basically, General Manager Jarek Vanders gave an open contract to anyone in the division wanting to fight in a match to improve their standing, and six men answered the call. So we will see them in action here next. Of course, first up is Eric Bedlam. Bedlam coming off a impressive victory over Danny Storm a few weeks ago at Retaliation number 41. So looking to get back to the winning ways here tonight.
Introducing at this time, Danny Storm.
And ironically enough, Danny Storm was the man that Eric Bedlam defeated, and you know, these two have established a little bit of a rivalry with each other over the past few weeks. I mean, the aforementioned match a few weeks ago, Retaliation 41, and then if you want to go back a little further, you would see back at Retaliation 38, Storm Bedlam involved in a four-way where Danny Storm got the first two eliminations and Bedlam able to take off or defeat Storm at the end. So kind of trading wins against each other, looking for one more.
Making his way to the ring at this time, this is Isaac Drake.
Isaac Drake, a member of, or a participant in that four-way. Drake got his first win as a singles wrestler a few weeks ago at Retaliation 40, defeating the debuting Johnny Cobra. So Isaac Drake, looking to extend his win streak here in the six-way and improve his standings in the Continental Championship division. And of course, a match like this is so key because you get that. If you're one of the guys with recent success like Bedlam, like Isaac Drake, you know, you're gonna get a good leap, you know, into that upper echelon of the division, and especially with a match like the ladder match at Collision Course between Lionheart and Andre Baker, where there's no rematch clause on the line. You know, anyone could be the...
From Providence, Rhode Island, this is Austin Bain.
Anyone could be the next man in line, including this guy, Austin Bain, former WWO Intercontinental Champion. He made his debut a few weeks ago, answering Jay Era's Spotlight Challenge. It looked like for a while he was going to come out on top, but Era able to get the best of the big man once again, escaping with the victory. Now Bain looking to get back on track here in RWR and pick up his first win in the company. And like I said, no better match to do it than a six-way like this. There's a lot more on the line than just pride and bragging rights. It's good standing in the rankings. Of course, Era we'll see later tonight in another Spotlight Challenge.
From Reseda, California, the Karate Commander, Johnny Cobra.
We mentioned him, you know, lost to Drake in his debut a few weeks ago, looking to get back to his winning ways and hoping to see his karate martial arts style translate into the wrestling ring. Was impressive in his debut, but not quite enough to get the job done. So he's looking to come out on top in this one. And you know Cobra's going to be looking at Isaac Drake in this match for the little bout of revenge, I would think. Oh, here's a treat.
On the way to the ring, RWR's very own Linton Myas.
Linton making his Season 3 debut back at Retaliation number 38, answering a Spotlight Challenge in a losing effort, but almost got Jay era, but just couldn't get the job done. And Linton, the former television champion, don't let his looks and style deceive you. His Pretzelpalooza has made many a men tap out. And Linton looking to catch someone off guard here tonight in that Pretzelpalooza and get one night stand back on the up and up. Now, from what I'm being told, this match is not the normal elimination style that most of our multi-man matches are here in RWR. This one is going to be one fall, so one person's going to get the rub on the standings and the rest aren't. So there's no, oh, you had 3 eliminations, you had a good showing. No, it's one fall. One man's winning here. And here we go. Sinister 6-way underway to open up the show. I'll do my best to catch up with the action, but Danny Storm later eliminated from the Rumble. Linton dialing up something there on Bane. I'm not sure quite what that was. Snake Eyes on the top rope from Drake to Bedlam. And here are early pairings. We got Bedlam and Drake, Bane and Linton, and Danny Storm and Johnny Cobra on the outside. Cobra eating a Snake Eyes. Name appropriate off the apron. And once again, this is going to be one fall. Linton eliminated from the Rumble as Bane follows suit, leaving Drake and Bedlam in the ring. So whoever wins gets the good standing in the rankings, while whoever loses might end up becoming the dunce. But either way, only one in the ring. So far, Bedlam and Drake have the right idea. And other two action trying to rack up early double damage on the outside, but Bedlam looking to work and wear down Drake in the ring. Quick cover. And like I said, it's one fall, and you see Storm and Cobra simultaneously coming into the ring to break out the pinfall. And here we go. Cobra going after Drake and Storm going after Bedlam. The rivalry continues here, brewing. Storm with the cover, Linton with the quick breakup. And of course, in these multi-man one-fall matches, could catch someone off guard, but it could also turn into a marathon as 5 of the 6 men in the ring now. Although Storm rolling the outside, Bedlam eliminated from the Rumble, and now that leaves Cobra and Drake in the ring. So Drake really the only smart one so far, staying in the ring this entire matchup. But Cobra with the neck snap there, looking to gain some revenge from his previous loss to Drake. But looking for the submission hold, and Austin Bane already in the ring to put an end to that. And the big man looking to dish some punishment out, but Cobra is the one getting the upper hand so far. And Storm back into the ring as well as Bedlam and Linton on the outside. Crucifix from Cobra, and he's feeling it so far. Not a bad showing as Drake eliminated from the Rumble. Storm follows suit, leaving Bane and Cobra in the ring. Opportune time to possibly pick up a quick win. Bane with those stiff shots to the Karate Master. They don't teach you how to defend those in the dojo. Cobra just eating shot after shot. He bounced off the turnbuckle and gets yeeted across the ring from Bane. And the monster is feeling it. And another stiff shot to the head of Cobra, and on the outside, Bedlam with the double Goomba stomp on Linton. And he's got him up in a precarious position. Snake Eyes off the apron, and Storm with a suplex on Drake on the outside too. As Linton thrown to the ring, Cobra with the cover, but Storm right in there to break it up, as was Bedlam. He was already heading in the ring anyway. And once again, both 5 men in the ring. Storm eliminated from the Rumble. Now as Cobra follows suit. Bane draped across Brett's rope, and Bedlam dialing up the rope-assisted knee drop. Now those kicks on Linton into a big knee. And now Drake and Bedlam teaming up on Linton, trying to take out who they see as the threat in the match. But Drake is the one eliminated from the Rumble, and Linton follows suit, leaving... Bedlam's following as well. Storm the outside, leaving Cobra in the ring. Cobra not going to do anything high risk, just exits the ring and joins the fray here on the camera side of the ring, but throws Drake immediately back in the ring as Storm and Bane regain their composure. Bedlam, big move there from Drake. Bedlam working on Linton on the outside. Drake, big DDT on Cobra as Bedlam kicks Linton in the head. Looks like Drake was looking for a camel clutch, but decided against it. We saw people going to the ring. Can't say I blame him. Drake now in the corner. I think Linton just hit a low blow on Bedlam. Referee didn't see it. With all this going on, can't say I blame him. Bedlam thrown to the outside. And now Storm with a clothesline on Cobra, and Bane with a big choke slam on Drake. He's looking for... No, he was looking for the cover, but Drake able to escape. Bane gonna go to the outside. Storm now working on Cobra. And Storm measuring him up. There's the abracadabra kick onto Cobra. Bedlam's in the ring, but he's out. Here's the cover. All 6 men occupied. 1, 2. He got him. Danny Storm picks up the win here. And he pins Cobra at the opportune time.
The winner of the match is Danny Storm.
And Danny Storm picks up the big win in this one, rebounding from that previous loss to Bedlam, and if anything, that's more fuel to the fire for their rivalry. Each men with multiple wins now, although this one wasn't against one another. Storm still able to come back on top, and that's how we open up Retaliation. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here tonight for this one, as we are on the final road to Salt Lake City and Collision Course. And of course, next month's first big pay-per-view of the year, Sky's the Limit, where the golden tickets are handed out. But coming up next, we have action in the women's division. Azami K. Sato was the woman on the outside looking in, losing to Amanda Spade in a KDF rules match to get the final spot in the chamber match at the pay-per-view. But she'll be looking to get back on the winning ways against Rosie Rebel here next.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall. Coming down the ring in her Harley-Davidson brother, Rosie Rebel.
And Rosie Rebel, we saw her a few weeks ago, all the way back. So I looked at my notes here at Retaliation number 39, where Rebel took on Apathy, and Apathy's returning a losing effort. And between that is Rosie Rebel's only match of the season so far, so looking to get a leg up to, who's basically lady number 7 in the rankings. You know, lady number 6, excuse me. There's the champ and 5 challengers in the chamber at Collision Course, in the Collision Course chamber. Spade unable to knock out or submit Amanda Spade, and Azami.
From Tokyo, Japan, the Kawaii Princess, Azami K. Sato.
Azami looking to have to work her way back up and possibly pick up the pieces following that chamber. Of course, in that chamber at the pay-per-view, Adeline Ward has to defend her title against 5 women. She's got Hope Rogers, she's got Faith Rogers, she's got Apathy, she's got Amanda Spade, and she's got Catherine Isogen. So the odds of the champ retaining are very low, but we'll see if she can persevere and continue her Cinderella run as champion. But Azami, you know, like I said, could be picking up the pieces and could, you know, benefit from not being in the chamber if she plays her cards right and the flop happens in her favor. But first, she needs to take care of Rosie Rebel here tonight. So Rosie Rebel, Azami K. Sato, women's division action. Here we go. As both women looking for a punch and both connect. And now center of the ring, Rosie Rebel with a disrespectful slap. Again, you'll never see Rosie Rebel wearing what Azami's wearing, her rainbow outfit and panda socks, which I must say I'm a big fan of the panda socks. Love them, but Rosie, she only cares about skin-tight leather and her bike. And so far, Rosie in control, the big splash, and not even a 1 count. Way too early for that. But Rosie continuing her kicks on Azami. Again, you know, Rosie in all black leather and Azami, very colorful, very outlandish attire. So 2 polar opposites here. And this one, Azami looking for the drop kick, eats a slap instead, but she rebounds with the DDT. As action continues in this matchup, back and forth. Arm drag from Rosie, and again working on that arm, but Azami fighting back. Like I said, looking to rebound from that KDF match, losing to Amanda Spade. And that'll help, a nice backbreaker there. And of course, Rosie Rebel losing to Azami's close friend, Apathy. There's a bridging butterfly suplex, only a 1 count there. Losing to Azami's good friend Apathy in her return after missing time recovering from her injury, recovering from a hellacious Hell in a Cell match against Olivia Taylor at the RFTA 3 final. And of course, wait, quick cover there. Only a 1 count from Azami. And of course, the former women's champion, Olivia, after that Cell match and after being fed to Torvi, hasn't been seen since. So that's opened up a lot of spots for other women to jump in on the action, but haven't been able to crack the code that has been Adeline Ward so far. Like I said, 5 women going to get that chance at the pay-per-view. And maybe one of these 2 women could be the one to solve it if they can in the chamber. It's Rosie eliminated from the Rumble, and we're going to the outside here with Azami in control, racking up the double damage points. But back in the ring, Rosie Rebel back in control, and again working on those arms. Wrenching back with the knee in the back. Pretty painful hold, ladies and gentlemen. Does not feel good. But Azami back on the offensive. There's a nice sledge there. And she's back in control. Taking down Rosie Rebel. But again, every time she gets an ounce of control, Rosie comes back with a nice DDT there from Azami as he plays to this Albuquerque crowd. And, you know, they like what they see in her. They like her positive attitude, her energy, as she eliminates Rosie from the Rumble once again. And I think the sentiment echoes those awesome panda socks. I need to give me a pair of those. As Rosie on the outside now. Azami gonna let her come in as a 20 count. Very unlikely she's gonna stay out there, but grabbing Azami by the hair and throws her across the ring. But again, can't get the one up as Azami back to it. Into a huge Hurricanrana. Great move there. Here's the quick cover. 1, 2, only a 2 count only. And I feel the lady that's finally able to get over the hump and gain full control in the match is going to walk away. And so far, it's looking like Azami is going to be the one. She can string together some moves here. She throws Rosie Rebel into the corner. Oh, she throws her outside, and what's this? Azami basement dropkick taking out Rosie. What a move. And now Azami taking full control on the outside with that gut kick, but size enough's enough and wants to get back inside the ring. But Rosie looking to take control there. Nice drop kick. Here's the cover. Only a 1 count. But now Rosie with the string of drop kicks looking to finally gain control of the match on her own, using her legs, her thighs, squishing Azami's head in between her thighs like a watermelon. If you've seen those videos before, you know what I'm talking about. And again, those kicks with those leather boots. But another backbreaker from Azami. And trying to channel the energy of the crowd as the ref checks on Rosie. She's taking a lot of punishment in this match, seeing if she can continue. She ain't gonna quit, so we'll keep going here, but Azami, sledge. And she drives a shoulder into the corner. Whoa! Into a nice back elbow and a splash. Azami feeling it, trying to put an end to this one. Here's the cover. 1, 2, no, 2 count only. Azami can't believe it. Personally, I can. Don't think that's enough. And there you go, Rosie with the arm drag, but again, eating a sledge from Azami. Now Azami targeting the arm. Little retribution from earlier in the match. Oh, but a kick there from Rosie takes Azami off her feet. Wasn't expecting that one. Into a nice belly-to-belly suplex. Don't let the size fool you. Here's the cover. 1, 2, no, 2 count only. Azami may have the size advantage, but impressive feat of strength there from Rosie. The motorcycle mama, and she's looking to put an end to this one. She's got Azami set up. T-bone suplex. That's a 72 ouncer you get in Texas. Here's the cover. 1, 2, no. Azami kicking out barely at 2.9. Stays alive in the match. Robbing Rosie Rebel of a big victory that she desperately needs. But the Kawaii Princess staying alive. No water in the pool there on the knees. That's the opening she might need. As Rosie sent in another corner. Oh no, what's this? Oh, split-legged moonsault. Impressive move from Azami. That could be it. Here's the cover. 1, 2. That is enough. Azami Sato rebounds from KDF and picks up the victory in impressive fashion.
The winner of this match, Azami Sato.
A good back and forth match between both women, both looking good, but it was Azami finding the wherewithal to kick out of Rosie Rebel's T-bone suplex and hits the split-legged moonsault to pick up the victory here tonight. And again, a key victory for her is we don't know what's going to happen in that chamber. And like I said, the cards get played right, and she could be next in line. You never know. But coming up next, we're going to have a four-way dance elimination style featuring one team member from each of the 4 tag teams that are being represented in the #1 contendership match at the pay-per-view. Resurgence is doing this as well, and Retaliation following suit here. You saw the competitors, and that's coming up next.
The following contest is a fatal 4-way match.
From the Transylvania region in Romania, representing the Unchained Union, Vlad Alucard.
Here goes Vlad Alucard. It's rare these days to see him in his vampire-ish gothic attire, and it's even more rare to see Vlad in a singles match. Although this is a 4-way, but usually you see him with Mike Burke in the Unchained Union gear. But Vlad going at it alone here tonight, picked by the team to represent them in this match, as he'll take on 3 other representatives in a 4-way. And again, it could be a strategy, could be wanting to save Burke, have him at 100% for the pay-per-view. You never know.
Representing Los Culperables de Espectaculo from Stockton, California, Shinigami
And
Brooks.
Shinigami Brooks, the former RWR World Heavyweight Champion, former Tag Team Champion. You would think this would favor Brooks, but how much does he really care about this match and care about the contendership match at the pay-per-view? You know, with the brewing problems with him and Jack Johnson, something you would think winning would solve, but the problem is they're not winning. They lost a few weeks ago to Jack Phoenix and Honey Roy Palmer, and outside of a couple of 6-man matches, LCE really on the mend here. Unless your name was Eddie Cool, but even Eddie Cool struggling to pick up victories as well. He'll be in action later tonight. Those 2 feuds will mix up, but here comes one thorn on Brooks' side.
Making his way to the ring, this is the Renegade, Jack Phoenix.
Here comes a thorn in Brooks' side, other than Jack Johnson. It is Jack Phoenix, former United States champion. Pretty much if your name is Jack, I don't think Brooks likes you right now, but Phoenix, you know, one half of him and Palmer, they accomplished singles wrestlers looking to get together in a tag team format and just trying to find a way to get over that hump to get title contendership, and this would be a good way to gain the advantage momentum wise going into Collision Course.
From Moscow, Russia, one half of the Powers of Pain, the Crusher.
There comes the 4th competitor, the Crusher, one half of the Powers of Pain. arguably the more accomplished of the two, but, you know, like them or hate them, in controversial fashion, they made their return a few weeks ago, courtesy of General Manager Derek Vanders to take out Razor Sharp and Justin Sane. And while they've been competitive, they have yet to do so, yet it's Powers of Pain getting the nod in this matchup, thanks to General Manager Vanders, and that has really boiled the blood, not the blood on Vlad's shirt, but boiled the blood of Razor Sharp and Justice Sane being left out of this match, but a gigantic opportunity for Powers of Pain. But here we go in this four-way. It's Vlad with the DDT on Jack Phoenix, and it's going to be Vlad and Phoenix and Brooks and Crusher going at it here. And unlike the six-way we saw earlier as Brooks eliminated from the Rumble, this is elimination, so no breaking up the pinfalls here. As Brooks going to take on the big man on the outside, but again, how full is his care cup? He cares enough to hit a spinning back kick on the big man, now inside the ring. Vlad and Phoenix going back and forth. There's a basement dropkick there. Oh, and a huge clothesline from the Crusher. But Jack Phoenix with those barefoot kicks. You know, it's dirty and disgusting, but it's bone on bone. Hurts a little more than a padded shoe. It's back into the ring is Brooks and Crusher, and you gotta think this match favors Brooks, but there's a nice roll-up, a lazy roll-up on Crusher. Only a one count, but a sit-out powerbomb on Vlad, and only a one count. Now Crusher eliminated from the Rumble. Brooks going back to the outside. Phoenix debated on following suit, but decided against it. But Vlad, the huge Irish whip, sending Phoenix out of the Rumble, and all four men going to go to the outside. Vlad deciding to go after Brooks and Crusher, interestingly enough. And Brooks taking exception to that, throwing Vlad into Crusher, making him trip over him. And here comes Phoenix and all four men on the outside. Not for long as Crusher thrown into the ring and Brooks in there to avoid Phoenix. Now all four men in the ring. Phoenix looking to go after Brooks, but Brooks just no-selling him and trying to slam the big man. That ain't gonna happen, but how about that move from Phoenix on Vlad? Vlad able to roll the outside before getting further into harm's way, leaving this into a triple threat for now, as Brooks and Crusher working together on Phoenix. And Brooks gets repaid with a huge side slam there. And, you know, so far, haven't really seen anyone get a real advantage in this matchup, as Phoenix and Crusher now dancing, and Brooks and Vlad going at it. Brooks with a jumping clothesline there. And again, just the care and the attitude of Brooks just showing in this match, telling Vlad to get up in the most lazily way possible. But now he shifts his attention to Phoenix, and Vlad, anybody, including a Shinigami and a Vampire, can do a double Russian leg sweep and then immediately turn on each other. As Brooks with the did the deal. Brooks hits the deal on Vlad. Much smaller opponent, he can hit it, but can't kick out of the deal. But Vlad able to fight out of the deal. As Phoenix hung up on Brett's rope. Oh, and how about that? Just Crusher wiping his ass across Phoenix's back. The big skid mark there. Now Vlad with a couple of moves and a face buster on the former world champion. And what a notch in the belt it would be for Vlad to pin a former champion like Brooks. Very high profile win. As Brooks eliminated from the Rumble, thrown up, and Vlad immediately hits the spear out of nowhere and an unsuspecting Crusher. He could eliminate the big man early. Here's the cover. One, no, not even a 2 count. He caught Crusher off guard with the spear, but Crusher kicks out at 1. Laughs it off, basically, but there's the Impaler DDT on Crusher. You ain't gonna laugh this one off. Here's the cover. 1, 2, but no, Crusher kicks out of 2, staying alive. Now Phoenix and Brooks gonna finally go at it. Crusher in a little bit of danger, just thinks of Vlad Alucard. But he eliminates Vlad from the Rumble and going after the Vampire. Again, Brooks hits the deal on Phoenix, but Phoenix right back to his feet. Unbelievable. Leg control on Brooks. Nobody kicks out of the deal, but apparently Jack Phoenix no-sells the deal as he's feeling it now. Vlad stomping away and Crusher. Now Phoenix wants to get him some. But Phoenix eliminates Brooks with a Rumble. Oh, an assisted belly-to-belly suplex on Vlad, using the turnbuckle as leverage for the Crusher. Here's the cover, 1, 2. He got Vlad is on the outside. Brooks the super kick and a German on Phoenix. But he's on the outside. Pinfall's not going to matter. He's got to get him in the ring. Sends him into the stairs instead. And Vlad, which might end up being a smart strategy for the Unchained Union, first one eliminated from this match after a humongous belly-to-belly suplex from the Crusher. But again, he's going to get the most rest of these 4 now. So, this preview match ultimately could be playing smart as Phoenix just power slammed into the apron as Vlad takes the walk of shame up the ramp. But again, it all matters at the pay-per-view who wins. And Brooks trying to wear down the big man to no avail, but back and forth as they're going to fight up the ramp now. No countouts in this one. They can stay out there as long as they want, but don't stay out there too long. Brooks looking for a dropkick, no one there. It's Crusher thrown into a side barricade. Now Phoenix and Brooks. Oh God, Phoenix looking for reverse DDT. Crusher broke it up, but Brooks still took the majority of that fall as Phoenix thrown down the ramp. Oh, and just a stiff punch, and Phoenix thrown back into the ring with no regard. Brooks gonna follow, and I don't really know why. Crusher looking for something, but Brooks. STO into the Koji clutch. Can the big man reach the ropes? I don't think there's a rope break anyway. It doesn't matter, and the Crusher has to tap out. He has nowhere to go. Final 2. Brooks and Phoenix. Renew the rivalry. How about that DDT from Phoenix? They're going to put an end to this one. Here's the cover. 1, 2, and that'll do it. Jack Phoenix once again gets the best of Shinigami Brooks, and Phoenix is the one with the momentum going to the collision course.
The winner of the match, Jack Phoenix.
And again, this is just a small preview of the match at Collision Course, but Phoenix, the one with the momentum going into the match. But will it matter come pay-per-view time? Will Phoenix and Palmer be the ones to finally get over the mountain and gain a title shot at Sky's the Limit? We shall see. But impressive win nonetheless. And coming up next, we have the latest edition of the J-Era Spotlight Challenge. Who will be the one to accept the call here tonight?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the J-Era Spotlight Challenge. At this time, the whole reason you people are here for, from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the Spotlight J-Era.
And Era, he's been impressive, undefeated in Spotlight Challenges. His only blemish coming in a non-Spotlight Challenge. But what was a #1 contendership match for an Intercontinental Championship match at Redemption, ultimately losing to Andre Baker, who ended up winning the title. Of course, Baker having to defend the title against Lionheart in a ladder match, a collision course, but this man could be next in line. You know, impressive. He gets a good opponent here, and he gets an impressive showing. You know, maybe JR is the one to be the next Intercontinental Champion. As his latest Spotlight Challenge comes up next. He's got a good list of wins so far, and he'll look to add to it. Uh-oh. Well, Ira's gonna be familiar with this guy. And he was the first answer to the Spotlight Challenge back at the first show of the season. And, you know, he didn't really look like himself. Didn't really act like himself, but here he is looking for seconds and trying to get a second chance at the Spotlight.
On the way to the ring, from Chernobyl, the radioactive Dmitry Kalashnikov.
Here comes Dmitry Kalashnikov, the pride of the Ukraine, as he saunters to the ring. And again, we saw him over, at this point, 2 months ago, making his return to the company, answering the Spotlight Challenge. But it was an odd match, basically eating every move JR threw at him, not really mounting any offense of his own, and letting Ira do whatever he wanted to and pick up the win. But was that a ploy? Was that a learning experience from Kalashnikov to learn what Ira is all about so he can come get him at a later time? And will we see a more offensive Dmitry Kalashnikov here tonight? Will he be on the attack more, or will JR find a way to defeat Kalashnikov twice? As we saunter into the ring and prepare for this matchup, Kalashnikov, probably the last man we expected in this one, but he's back, and here we go. Ira Kalashnikov 2 about to begin. Will Ira remain undefeated in the Spotlight Challenge? Will Dmitry learn from the first match and able to extinguish the spotlight? Well, so far so good. Nice Northern Light suplex there from Kalashnikov, blocking the attempt from Ira, and Ira slow to get back up. There's the quick roll-up. Looking to get a 1-2-3 in the car, but no, only a 1 count. Keep the car running. This match is still going. But, like we said, just polar opposite of the previous match. Kalashnikov on the offensive here. I think he was trying to study and learn Ira. But Ira, the Northern Lights of his own, doesn't hold the bridge. And Ira's going to have to find a way to defeat the Ukrainian here tonight. Looking for a suplex, and it's blocked, and Dmitry with the nice belly to belly. Ira may have given away too much of the playbook to Dmitry in the previous encounter, as Dmitry so far in control of this match, blocking numerous offensive attempts from Ira. Here's the quick cover. No count yet, but Ira in early trouble in this one, as Dmitry, another shot to the head, and he's feeling it from this Albuquerque crowd. Again, looking for the quick cover. Only a 1 count. Dmitry can't believe it. I mean, if he honestly thought that was 3, then I don't know what to tell you, but can't let that distract him, as Ira with the clothesline, but Dmitry back. How about that? A Kakeshi with theatrics. And so far, it's been all Dmitry. Very surprising, but Ira with an enziguri. Like I said, Ira's going to find a different way to put away the Ukrainian. Did he give away too much of his playbook? Does he have something up his sleeve to defeat him? Is the cover only a 1 count again? It's Era. There's the Goomba Stomp. Into the PK and off the ropes into an elbow drop, but I think Dimitri rolled out of the way of that one. Still slow to get up regardless as Era stomps away. Oh, looking for the FBB saw, no dice. And there's another Kakeshi from Dimitri. Zero regard to his own health. In the offensive. But Era fighting back here. As, he's grabbing the arm of Dimitri. Oh, and he wrenches it back. Nearly breaking it. You gotta think of a win here from Jay Era on the Spotlight Challenge. Should really help his standing for the Intercontinental Championship. Again, working on that arm of Dimitri. But if you're Dimitri, you end the Spotlight Challenge, you pick up the win. And, you know, maybe you're the one getting a title shot, but Era trying to think of how to defeat the radioactive Kalashnikov. Gonna go for the modified chinlock instead. But Dimitri easily fights out of it. Era might have spent too much time trying to think of the game plan. But Era still fighting back here. Sends Kalashnikov into the corner. And what's this STO off Brett's turnbuckle? Now he's going to climb onto Brett's rope into a knee drop, and he's not done. A backflip knee drop. Impressive string of moves there. Here's the cover. 1, 2, 2 count only. Era thought he caught him. Not quite. As Dimitri now back in the offensive, bringing in the energy from the crowd. Now Dimitri off the ropes into a shoulder block. Another shoulder block. And it ducks the clothesline into the slam there from Kalashnikov. And what's this? No, Era able to wiggle out of whatever Kalashnikov was looking for, but a kick. And blocking the belly to belly is Era. Era doing his homework. He's got, how about the flipping DVD, but Kalashnikov in the ropes. But an impressive move from Era on Kalashnikov as Era trying to catch his breath. That took a lot out of him. Did he spend too much time trying to recover? Regardless, he's back on the arm offense of the Ukrainian. Here we go, clothesline, clothesline. Into a nice backbreaker there. Now Era feeling it. May not like his cockiness, but Era is able to back it up in the ring. Here's the cover. 1. No, not even a 2 count. Dimitri kicks out. Yeah, but I spent too much time gloating, looking for that cartwheel kick. No dice. Dimitri's kick is blocked as well. He hits the cartwheel kick this time as Dimitri crumbles to the ground. Into another Goomba Stomp. And PK combo. Era looking to finish this one. He's got Dimitri up end of an Era. Here's the cover. 1, 2. And Era catches Dimitri once again. The spotlight stays bright.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this matchup, the Spotlight, Jay Era.
Era defeats Dimitri again, but a more game, more offensive Kalashnikov, but Era able to come away with the win. And hold on, what's this? Era seems to be shouting out to everyone, out to the crowd, out to the camera. Am I hearing this right? Yes, Era, he's issuing a spotlight challenge at Collision Course. He said he's going to be in Salt Lake City, and anyone answer his call, he'll beat you on the big stage. And yeah, I'm hearing my headset. Jerk's letting it happen. So, J-Era Spotlight Challenge happening at Collision Course this weekend. So another match after this pay-per-view. And now coming up next, we're going to have a mix of two feuds here. As we saw last week, Adam Brown, thanking the crowd for welcoming him back into the fold, and Eddie Cool came out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall. From the Eye of the Void, the Green Void.
Eddie Cool came out and shook Adam Brown's hand and personally welcomed him back. And even though Brown no longer affiliated with LCE, as he was at the time of his retirement at the end of Season 1, the two still on decent terms, it seems like, and that caught the eye of General Manager Jarek Vanders, as at Collision Course, Adam Brown and Eddie Cool will team up to take on their current rivals, the Green Void and Travis Sanders, in tag team action. But first, we're going to see the opposite singles matches here as Adam Brown takes on the Green Void, and coming up next, it'll be Travis Sanders and Eddie Cool. But we will see the tag team match at the pay-per-view, a early day LCE reunion between Eddie Cool and Adam Brown. Takes on Void and Sanders. No relationship between those two, just common enemies. So we'll see how well they can gel at the pay-per-view. But here comes Brown.
From Harlingen, Texas, this is Adam Brown.
And of course, we saw Brown make his return a few weeks ago as Jarek Vander's mystery special opponent for Travis Sanders. And Brown, despite not being in the ring for well over a year, he looked good in his return and was able to pick up the victory over the Scotsman, which really, if you know Scots, anything really pisses them off. So Sanders losing to Adam Brown coming out of retirement, hasn't wrestled in over a year. That didn't really set well with the Scotsman, but Brown gets a bigger and tougher opponent here in the Green Void, where the size advantage won't be in his favor. And we'll see how he handles a different opponent coming up next. As both men avoiding moves, and Void ends up getting the clothesline. Of course, Void, he was seconds away from walking into Supernova as the Revolution champion, losing to DJ Kraft at Phoenix Cup. And ever since then, he lost a three-way to Danny Richardson and Vic T. Miser, and had a disappointing RFTA return. And not only that, but taking on the man who went winless in the tournament and then lost to him at Redemption. So Void trying to really get back his mojo, his moxie, so to speak, and could do so here against Adam Brown, who's in an early bit of trouble, as Void with a cover. Only a 1 count on Brown. Of course, Brown, we told his story, so. But again, this is only his second match back from retirement, so is the ring rust still there, or has he been able to knock some of it off? And then on top of that, he's got the big pay-per-view match coming up, his first pay-per-view in a year and a half, so will there be any big stage jitters for Brown going into the pay-per-view? As Green Void with a Chin lock on Brown. Trying to wear down the former United States champion, the first United States champion, the former longest reigning United States champion, until Chris Jones' run is a takedown, mounted punches from Void into the armbar. Nice barrage of MMA moves from the masked man. Brown able to get right back up, but no water in the pool in the corner. It's Void into the elevated punch, sending those arm ribbons flying. And Void, DDT, in full control of this match so far. Again, Sanders caught off guard, but Void not caught off guard in this one. Blood for the Blood Goddess. Only a 1 count, though, as Void in complete control of this matchup so far. Again, the shock and surprise of Brown's return not going to affect Void in this one. The shock factor's gone. Now it's up to Brown's own skill, own ability, own training to get back into ring shape. But he's got to overcome some early adversity in this one. But here he comes, clothesline. Brown into a jumping clothesline, and he's looking to get a advantage in this one. But again, Void blocks the punch. And oh no, what's this? Setting him up. Oh no, spike pile driver onto Brown. This is the vicious Void that we haven't seen in quite some time. Ever since Phoenix Cup, but only a 1 count on Brown from the pile driver. It's going to take a lot to put away Brown, but Void looking to call the end of the day of this one. Enter the Void onto Brown. Here's the cover. 1, 2. No! Brown kicks out at 2. The match continues, but Void back in the offensive. And, you know, I don't know if it was the loss to Eddie Cool that woke him up or, you know, the possible ridicule that followed it. I mean, like I said, Eddie Cool, obviously a living legend, but he was on the worst night of his career, and Void just did not show up to redemption as a DDT there. Brown getting checked on by the referee. Of course, you got to think of his well-being. Only a second match back from retirement. He's bleeding all over that face paint. It's Void Snake Eyes. And at this point, with this pay-per-view match coming up, ironically enough, the final 2 matches for the Retaliation side of the pay-per-view, this tag team match and, of course, the aforementioned J-Era Spotlight Challenge. But Brown punched to the face, fighting back. There's zero quitting Adam Brown. Even when he walked away from the ring, he thought he was done. It only took a year and a call from Jarek Bandage to bring him back. Is anyone really truly retired in wrestling? Doesn't seem like it. The absolute strength of Adam Brown picking up the dead weight of Void into the powerbomb as Brown fighting back. Oh, there's the punch, and he's looking. There's that face buster move. That could do it. There's the cover. 1. No, only a 1 count on Void, if you can believe it. Adam Brown can't believe it, but the only one in the ring that can right now is the Green Void. But Brown setting up the spear, but no! Void scouted it, and he takes him down with a DDT, and Brown has to regroup on the outside. Void scouting that spear. That was one thing we saw a lot of in that match against Sanders, was the spear, as him and Sanders essentially had a spear off at one point. Who can do the better spear? And it was Adam Brown, but Void having none of that. Oh, out of nowhere into the Void. Into the Void out of nowhere. 1, 2, no, 2 count only. Day is not over for Adam Brown. But Void not done. Brown still fighting back. Nice takedown there is the cover. 1, only a 1 count. I think Brown at this point just trying to steal one and get out of this match. As Void showed up to play here tonight. You can only imagine how he's going to be at the pay-per-view. Will he finally show up at the pay-per-view? But the brute strength of Adam Brown and then picking up Void into the suplex. Which version of the Green Void will show up at the pay-per-view? If it's this one, Brown and Eddie Cool are going to be in trouble. Void to the top rope. We don't see this often. Oh, diving leg drop. Draping the leg over Brown. And Void in the zone now. He's feeling it. Wrenching on the neck of Brown. Oh, but Brown caught him in the turnbuckle and slams down Green Void. Now it's Adam Brown looking to try to put this one away. Knee to the back of the head. It's not pretty, but it's effective. But again, you know, how much is going to be left for the pay-per-view between these two? And then, of course, their partner's going to go at it next, Sanders and Eddie Cool. So how much energy is going to be left in the tank for these four men come Collision Course in just, you know, short time, short turnaround in Salt Lake City. But Brown still fighting, picks up Void in the front suplex. How about that? Nice modification there. Knew he couldn't get him up all the way and just slammed him down in the front into a throwback. Now Brown chipping away at the big green giant. Wrenching on the leg, trying to keep him grounded. We'll see how effective that is. As Brown looking for another suplex, but it's blocked by Void into a suplex of his own. Now another back and forth affair between these two. Brown, another clothesline. Taking the big man off his feet. That's what he's got to do to succeed. Just wearing him down from the ground. Here's the cover. 1, 2, 2 count only. Still not enough. But Brown continuing the offensive. But Void fighting back into the knee drop and the jumping clothesline. Trying to open that wound up a little bit more. Oh no, he's setting him up again for another pile driver. He's got it. Gotch style pile driver. Here's the cover. 1, 2, and that'll do it on the weakened head of Adam Brown. The Green Void is the one to come out victorious here tonight.
The winner of this match, the Green Void.
And for the first time in a while, the Green Void picks up a key singles victory in impressive fashion. Adam Brown put out one hell of a fight, but he just couldn't overcome the Green Monster. But we'll see if he can overcome him at the pay-per-view. But coming up next, the inverse of that tag team match at Collision Course. Travis Sanders takes on Eddie Cool. Of course, this is a rematch from RFTA as well. All the way back at, excuse me as I look at my notes here, RFTA day number 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for one fall.
From Ayr, Scotland, the King of Scots, Travis Sanders.
It was all the way back in night 8 of RFTA 3 as Travis Sanders picked up the win over Eddie Cool. Many people thought that would be the match. Eddie Cool gets off the snide and picks up the win, but it was never meant to be. as Sanders was the one to come out victorious in that matchup. And now we get the run back here tonight as the King of Scots makes his way to the ring. And, you know, a very different side of Travis Sanders we saw from his counterpart in Resurgence last year, kind of showing his true colors. And again, the story after RT and after losing his Intercontinental Championship rematch to Lionheart, Travis Sanders was not booked in the month of January until he basically called out the general manager in his office and then in the ring, where Jerick basically answered and said, "You want a match? You got it," for the first Retaliation of February, but I'm picking the opponent. And that opponent, of course, was Adam Brown, and the rest is history. But now Sanders back in action here tonight, taking on El Culernable, Eddie Cool, trying to pick up another win over the leader of LCE.
Making his way down to the ring, the leader of Los Culperables de Espectaculo, from Indianapolis, Indiana, the coolest, Eddie Cool.
And here's Eddie Cool, of course, got off the snide at Redemption, but as a Spooter comes out behind him, but you know, that match quickly turning into an anomaly for Eddie Cool. As you know, this month this month Eddie Cool, in a reunion I don't think he ever wanted with Max Height, lost to Donovan Payne in the Green Void in a table tag team elimination match. The main event, Retaliation 41. Eddie Cool was the first one eliminated in that matchup, so, you know, quickly back to his losing ways, and we'll see how he fares in this one. Just a Scotsman. Did he learn from their first encounter, or is Scotland forever? And Sanders once again will best Eddie Cool. And we'll see coming up next. Eddie Cool makes his grand entrance. And, you know, despite what happens to Eddie Cool, the crowd still loves him, so. There we go, Eddie Cool in the ring. Here we go, RFTA rematch. As Sanders taking the quick offensive on Eddie Cool. But Eddie fighting back. Sanders looking for the scoop slam, and no, Eddie fighting back. No, it runs into a brick wall. And again, if you're Eddie Cool, you saw what happened to Adam Brown that match against the Green Void. Hard-fought loss, but he was busted open. We don't know how much blood he lost in that match and what his condition will be for the pay-per-view. Eddie Cool, a nice suplex there, bringing Sanders in the hard way. We don't know if Brown will be at 100%. Nice slam there from Eddie Cool. And if Eddie Cool will have to shoulder the load of that match. So do you take a lot of punishment in this one to try to win, or do you just accept what you get, win or loss, just try to get out and save it for the pay-per-view, knowing that your partner is already at a disadvantage? Do you risk the momentum factor to try to stay healthy for the pay-per-view matchup? But nice Hurricanrana there from Sanders, upskirt the kilt and in early control. As Sanders working on the arm of Eddie Cool. But Eddie fighting out of it. He is a veteran. He's seen and done nearly everything there can be in the wrestling business as he throws Sanders about 12 feet in the air. Eddie Cool to the top rope. Elbow drop to the back. Impressive move there. Here's the quick cover, only a 1 count. Get a nice upskirt there of Travis Sanders. But he's going to fight back. Oh, another Hurricanrana killed upskirt, which sends Eddie Cool to the apron. And Sanders looking for that right hand equalizer. Cool scouts it and gets back in the ring. Followed by a very Indianapolis uppercut. Looking for a crossface there. Not quite the Jingle Bell lock, but Sanders gets to the ropes regardless, and Eddie Cool trying to get the energy of the crowd. People love Eddie Cool, win or lose. Here's the cover. 1. No. Looks like might have just been a 2 count. Sanders kicks out regardless. The Cool back on the offensive, but Sanders with the shoulder block. And oh no, the strength of Sanders. Deadlift German on Eddie Cool, and now working on the arm. Wrenching it back. That's really gonna affect the Jingle Bell lock later on. They can't lock it in with weakened arms, but Eddie Cool, nice back suplex regardless. And now kicking away at the Scotsman. There's one thing a Scotsman hates, it's other Scots, but they also hate losing a fight. And you know Sanders is still seething from that match against Adam Brown. A few weeks ago, there's a big boot there compared to the wee boot. Cover, 1 count only. And Sanders continues to kick away at Eddie Cool, trying to wear him down, but Cool fighting back regardless. Punching away at the Scotsman. Now it's going to be Eddie Cool wrenching on the arm. And Travis Sanders, including that slam there. And uh-oh, what's this? Oh, a kick into the stomach that could have been a whole lot worse. You see the fear in Sanders' eyes. What it could have been. And then he returns the favor to Eddie Cool, kicks him right in the nuts. Dings him right in the nuts, and then he takes advantage. How about that move? Stalling cutter. Impressive from Sanders, and now Scotsman in control. Clothesline. Ducks Eddie Cool's clothesline into a giant clothesline of his own. And there's a spear from Sanders. An impressive spear into a backflip splash. How about that? Here's the cover. 1. No, only a 1 count, and Sanders is beside himself. He couldn't believe it. But he's not looking to get his foot off the gas pedal. Wee boot. On to Eddie Cool. Here's the cover. 1, 2, and that'll do it. Travis Sanders picks up the victory.
The winner of the match, the Prince of Scots, Travis Sanders.
And Sanders back to the winning ways. Picks up another win over Eddie Cool. And going into the pay-per-view, the momentum on the side of Sanders and Void. They may not have a partnership, but they have common enemies, and they both have wins here tonight going into Collision Course. As for Cool and Brown, Cool again might have just saved his energy for the pay-per-view, knowing the beating that Brown took in his match against the Green Void and the blood loss. But we will see come Collision Course. But now, coming up next, let's get everyone into the pool, brothers. We have 6-man tag team action as our 2 top feuds here in Retaliation going to cross paths. The 4 men in the Fatal 4-Way for the World Heavyweight Championship going at it. And then, of course, the brewing rivalry between Max Height and Donovan Payne, as Max Height, Mike Metal, and Adam Shaw, a very unlikely trio there, take on a more likely trio of Norns, Donovan Payne, and Jake Rogers coming up next.
The following contest is a 3-on-3 brawl.
From Orlando, Florida, he is the leader of the Unchained Union, Mike Metal.
And of course, if you know the tagging rules of Retaliation, there are no tags. Every tag match is tornado style, this one included, as this 3-on-3 brawl about to get underway shortly. Mike Metal, he beat Adam Shaw last week in convincing fashion, able to get himself back into the title picture. That is, of course, until Jake Rogers showed up and said, "I'll take on all 3 men, I'm hardcore." And basically campaigned for himself to defend the title in a Fatal 4-Way. Very rare to see a champion do that, but fighting champion like Jake Rogers, he'll take on anyone, anywhere, prove himself as the champion, even with the reduced odds. And we'll see how well Metal learned from this past month. Of course, in January, threw everything he could at Jake Rogers, but it was Jake Rogers that came up with the game plan to counter all of Mike Metal's offense and create new offense of his own to put away Metal in their championship match. And now each man only with a 25% chance to win at the pay-per-view, and we'll see if Metal can come up with a new game plan to take out the champ and walk away as the World Heavyweight Champion. And here's another man, if Jake Rogers is able to survive, this man has no problem stepping in as the next challenger once he puts away Donovan Payne.
From St. Louis, Missouri, the main event, Max Height.
He calls himself the main event, but he could very well be the main event sooner rather than later. Max Height, former Intercontinental Champion, former multiple-time tag team champion, looking to complete that triple crown, only the 2nd man in RWR history to do so. As Max Height, the master of the 450, turning a new leaf, showing different side of him we haven't seen in quite some time in his ambush against Donovan Payne over the past couple of months, an absolute blood feud. These two will face off once again at the pay-per-view, but it'll be Falls Count Anywhere. These 2 men can fight all over the state of Utah, and pinfalls will count anywhere. This could end in the Salt Lakes. We don't know. And it's sure to be an ugly one. And here comes probably the most unlikely man in this trio, and that's Adam Shaw.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Adam Shaw.
Of course, Purge Mode activated, but Shaw, he lost to one of his partners, Mike Metal, last week, basically creating the 4-Way. Shaw defeated Norns, caught him with a trick-or-treat out of nowhere, and in the winner take all, there must be a winner match. Effectively giving Shaw no more contendership, but after Norns defeated Mike Metal and then Mike Metal turned around and beat Adam Shaw, it created a conundrum that Jake Rogers was quick to answer, and Adam Shaw's still going to get his title shot, but it's going to be 2 other men involved instead of just a straight-up one-on-one affair. And you got to think, what Shaw's thinking right now, he essentially blew it for himself. But now he's got to partner up with one of the guy that he blew it against, and we'll see how well they can coexist in this matchup. Especially since the fans hate Mike Metal, they hate Max Height, but they don't hate Adam Shaw. They like what he's been doing, but he's essentially the odd man out in this one. As of course, we all know Norns, Donovan Payne, and Jake Rogers very tight with each other, so Shaw essentially the odd man out here, but he could have essentially be the wild card for his team and effectively cost him the match here tonight. Or he could focus more on the pay-per-view and try to wear down Norns and wear down the champ before their encounter at Collision Course. Here come their opponents.
From Canada, Donovan Payne.
And of course, Donna, we saw him in that tag team tables elimination match a couple weeks ago, teaming up with the Green Void to defeat the Hooligans. And, well, Max Height had to pick out some splinters from his ass. Donovan Payne, he broke the space-time continuum, freezing in midair at one point in the match before coming back to reality, but in a very wild scene. But the former world heavyweight champion, he is yet to get his rematch against the champ, having to deal with Donovan Payne instead, with this long rivalry that basically just started out as an ambush and a double cross from Max Height, who then at the pay-per-view able to one-up the former champion, and probably the biggest win in Max Height's RWR career, and now he's looking to do it once more here at the pay-per-view coming up. Collision Course, Falls Count Anywhere. How much has Donovan Payne learned from their previous encounters? Or is there something left in the tank from Max Height? Or does he have Donovan Payne's number? Can Donovan Payne defeat Max Height? I mean, we've seen him beat him in tag matches, but can he beat him one-on-one? Especially when there's essentially no rules. And the ring is basically there for show. It's not confined to the ring. Will Donovan Payne, dig deep and reveal a side of himself that we haven't seen in quite some time to get the job done? Or is it Max Height's time and Donovan Payne's, time at the top coming to an end? Of course, he had the big season 2, won the Wrestler of the Year, but has the clock struck midnight on Donovan Payne? But we've seen from Donovan Payne the past few weeks more business this season. Last year, of course, we see him with a new attire almost every week, but sticking with one look here this year, focusing on taking out Max Height. They're gonna pay for what he's done. And will Donovan Payne give Max Height a small taste of what's to come at the Collision Course? And will he give him something to remember him by? And will he be able to get rid of Max Height once and for all and get back into the world title picture? All those questions will be answered in the near future. But that guitar riff can only mean one man.
Coming down to the ring, the Viking Warlord, Norns!
And it's ironic, Donovan Payne and Norns teaming up together. Of course, these two fought at Phoenix Cup for the World Heavyweight Championship in what was voted the match of the year of Season 2, an absolute war between Donovan Payne and Norns that saw Dono come out on top. Norns once again falling short of world title gold, and Norns having to fight his way back up the ladder. He had a very good RFTA. He had a very good Supernova too as well. He defeated the challenge of C.A. White. And then was 1 point away from winning his block. And of course that one roadblock was Adam Shaw in that draw. And then at Redemption, Adam Shaw catching Norns out of nowhere to defeat him. But Norns able to get his way back into title contention after a key win over Mike Metal. And then needing Mike Metal to defeat Adam Shaw last week, which he did. And Norns getting another crack at the world title. Will he finally climb the mountain and get the gold that has eluded him so far in RWR in 2+ seasons? Of course, he main evented Supernova 1 as well, losing to Justin Sane and Archangel after winning the Phoenix Cup.
Residing aboard his majestic vessel in the Caribbean Sea, he is the leader of the Rogers Foundation and the RWR World Heavyweight Champion, the Pirate Captain, Jake Rogers.
But if this man, Jake Rogers, can overcome a near decade snide from world title gold and finally reach the summit a couple months ago at the RFTA 3 final against Donovan Payne, then anything is possible. But if it was up to Jake Rogers, as much as he likes Norns, he does not want Norns to be the one to dethrone him. Jake wants a decent run with the title, a belt that has eluded him for his entire career, and he doesn't want it to come to an end sooner rather than later. But they're friends here tonight, and they're friends normally, but Jake Rogers and Norns gonna have to be opponents at Collision Course, along with Adam Shaw and Mike Metal. And here we go, 3-on-3 brawl underway. And again, it's gonna be difficult to keep up the action in this one. I'll do my best, but your early partnerships, Norns and Shaw, we could have saw that one coming, but interestingly enough, Mike Metal and Donovan Payne, and then Max Height and Jake Rogers. Max Height going immediately after the champ, trying to send a message for what his plans on doing in the future. Instead of going after Donovan Payne, so very interesting strategy. But Metal immediately tagging the champion Norns. There's unsettled business there, and now Donovan Payne and Max Height going at it. Norns throwing Shaw out of the rumble as those two go to the outside. Big side slam there from Jake Rogers on Mike Metal. As Metal rolls the outside, we got a 2-on-1 on Max Height. And anybody, including a master of the 450, can do a Russian leg sweep. As Max Height a snap suplex onto Jake, but Donovan Payne immediately on the offensive as the champ rolls the outside. And now essentially gonna have a 2-on-1 on Donovan Payne now as Max Height and Mike Metal going after the former World Heavyweight Champion. But Donovan Payne eliminated from the Rumble, and all 6 men on the outside now. Again, the double team continues on Donovan Payne, but here comes Jake Rogers back to his feet. Norns throwing Shaw into the LED post not once but twice, and Mike Metal with the big slam on Donovan Payne as Norns and Shaw return into the ring. Adam Shaw might have defeated Norns where there must be a winner, but there must be a winner at Collision Course as well. And Norns looking to return the favor. How about a burning hammer that busts Shaw wide open? Blood for the Blood Goddess. Here's the cover. 1, 2, no. 2 count only. Shaw barely able to kick out of the burning hammer as Metal was in there to defend either way. And how about this from Donovan Payne, a suplex and a neckbreaker combo as Jake Rogers and Max Height continue on the outside. Adam Shaw in early trouble from the Viking warrior Norns. You know damn well his game face is on for this match and for Collision Course. Finally trying to climb the summit and become World Heavyweight Champion. Oh, there's a side knee and a sledge to the back. There's all 6 men back in the ring now. Again, action a little too difficult to call. Donovan Payne has Mike Metal up in his shoulders. Oh, go to sleep. Has Mike Metal gone to sleep? He might have, but Max Height breaks up the pin regardless. And Donovan Payne repays him with a neck breaker. And Adam Shaw just wiping the mat with Norns. I don't know how much of a smart idea that is. Drop kick from Max Height on Donovan Payne. Bust him open. There's more blood for the Blood Goddess. Second time in this matchup. And now giving Metal, Height, and Shaw the advantage as Mike Metal targets the champ once again. Norton's eliminated from the Rumble. Oh no, Adam Shaw to the top rope. What's he looking to do here? Doesn't look like anything as Mike Metal got in the way. Oh my God, but Adam Shaw, regardless, just trying to take out both men at this point. Like I said, he's the wild card in this match. He doesn't give a damn about teaming with Mike Metal or Max Height. He just wants to win and walk out of Salt Lake City, the heavyweight champion of the world, to cover on Norton's 2 count only. Shaw looking to become add himself to the short list of guys who've won both world titles in RWR. Codebreaker to Jake Rogers will help, but Jake punches him. Norton's hung up on Brett's rope, and Mike Metal dialing up a knee drop. And that leaves Mike Metal and Jake Rogers in the ring. The title match from Redemption. Quick cover from Metal, a 2 count only. Jake barely kicking out as Norton's once again getting involved. And just a suplex there, throwing him aside. But Metal, there's the half Boston Crab on Norton's, but Jake right there to break it up. And oh, a straight jacket German suplex. But Adam Shaw out of nowhere catches Norton's trick-or-treat out of nowhere. He caught him again. He caught him again with the trick-or-treat, looking for the cover. But Jake Rogers immediately breaks it up, and then a super kick from Mike Metal onto the champion. Max Height laid out on the outside now. Donovan Payne back in the ring. A springboard drop kick to the back of Adam Shaw. This match has gone absolutely certifiably insane. There's all 6 men in the ring now. Jake Rogers looking for a move on Mike Metal, but it's Max Height that takes out Jake Rogers unsuspectingly. Oh my God, Norton's is Adam Shaw above his head. Oh my God, dropping it 10 feet in the air. And now Max Height wearing down the World Heavyweight Champion Jake Rogers. And Norton's, oh no, he's looking to give some fates to Shaw. There's 1, there's 2. And third one broken up by Max Height, and Donovan Payne reversing the Osaka Street Cutter. And now Donovan Payne trying to pick up Mike Metal, and then Max Height just taunting him from behind. He still doesn't know Max Height's behind him. GTS onto Mike Metal. Here's the cover. And then Max Height makes his presence known, but Donovan Payne right back at him. Oh, he's looking for a move there, and Max Height fights out of it. As Jake Rogers recovers on the outside. Norton's and Shaw going at it now. Shaw the drop kick. All 6 men back in the ring. Oh, Jake Rogers looking for a move on Max Height as Norton's thrown over the top rope, eliminated from the Rumble. Crack and stretch onto Max Height, but Mike Metal breaks it up. Oh, a big flipping suplex there on Max Height, but again broken up by Mike Metal. 3 men on the outside. Metal with the cover. 1, 2. No, Jake kicks out. Norton's in the ring for defense, but it didn't matter. But now Norton's going after Max Height. Suplexes him. Shaw with the Splash onto Norns, but Jake Rogers has a knee bar in on Mike Metal. Mike Metal taps out. And that's it. Mike Metal not risking further injury for the pay-per-view, and Jake Rogers wins.
The winner of the match, the team of Nords, Jonathan Payne, and the World Heavyweight Champion, Jake
So the
Rogers.
trio of friends comes out on top here. Chemistry reigns supreme. But come Collision Course, can Donovan Payne finally get an answer against Max Height? And the two men on the right, they're friends here tonight, but they won't be friends to pay-per-view. Will Jake Rogers' ego bite him in the ass, taking on all three men, or will we see a new heavyweight champion in either Mike Metal, Adam Shaw, and Norns? Thank you for watching Retaliation. We'll see you next time for Collision Course.